Why do you understand English but freeze? When someone talks to you, have you ever watched an English movie, listened to a podcast, or watched YouTube videos in English and thought, wow, I understand almost everything? But then someone asks you a simple question in English: how was your day? And suddenly, your mind goes completely blank. You know the words, you know the grammar, you've heard this question hundreds of times. Yet, nothing comes out. If this has ever happened to you, you're not alone. In fact, this is one of the most common frustrations among English learners around the world. Today I'm going to explain why it happens, why understanding English is completely different from speaking English, and most importantly, how you can finally stop freezing when someone talks to you. Let's begin. Imagine you're watching a football match. You understand every rule, you know every player's position, you can predict the next pass, you even know what the coach should do. But does watching football make you a great football player? Of course not, because watching and playing are two completely different skills. Learning English works exactly the same way. Listening is one skill, speaking is another. Understanding English doesn't automatically train your mouth to produce English, and that's where many learners get stuck. Here's something your English teacher probably never explained. Your brain has two different language systems. One is called passive knowledge, the other is active knowledge. Passive knowledge is everything you recognize. You hear a word, and you understand it. You read a sentence, and you know what it means. That's why watching movies feels comfortable. Your brain simply recognizes information. But speaking is different. Speaking uses active knowledge. Now your brain has to do much more. It has to choose the words, build the sentence, organize your thoughts. Remember grammar, move your mouth, pronounce every sound, all in just a few seconds. That's why speaking feels much harder than listening. Think of your vocabulary like a huge library. When you're listening, someone else chooses the book for you. All you have to do is recognize it. Easy. But when you're speaking, you have to enter the library, find the correct shelf, choose the right book, open the correct page, and do it before the conversation moves on. That's why your brain freezes. Not because you don't know English, but because retrieving information quickly is a completely different skill. There's another reason people freeze: pressure. Imagine you're practicing English alone in your room. You speak comfortably, you make sentences, you feel relaxed. Now imagine a native speaker walks into the room. Suddenly, your heart beats faster, your hands feel cold, your brain starts asking questions. What if I make a mistake? What if they don't understand me? What if I sound stupid? Your attention shifts. Instead of focusing on communication, you focus on fear, and fear blocks your thinking. This happens to almost everyone, even people who speak English well. Let me tell you a story. Imagine two students. Emma spends 2 hours every day watching Netflix in English. She understands almost everything, but she rarely speaks. David watches only 30 minutes of English videos, but every day. He spends another 30 minutes speaking. He talks to himself. He records his voice. He joins online conversations. He practices answering questions aloud. After 1 year, who speaks better? David. Not because he knows more English, but because he trained the skill of speaking. Listening gave Emma knowledge. Speaking gave David confidence. Knowledge is important. Practice is essential. So, how do you stop freezing? Let me share 5 practical strategies. Strategy number 1. Practice answering questions out loud. Don't just listen. Pause the video. Answer the question yourself. If someone says, "What's your favorite food?" don't think silently. Answer immediately. My favorite food is pizza, because your mouth needs practice, not just your ears. Strategy number 2. Shadow English conversations. Find short dialogues. Listen to one sentence, pause, repeat immediately, copy the rhythm, copy the emotion, copy the speed. Don't memorize, imitate. Your brain starts building automatic speaking patterns. Strategy number 3. Prepare common answers. Think about the questions people ask every day. What's your name? Where are you from? What do you do? What are your hobbies? Practice these answers until they become automatic. Then, when someone asks, you won't panic, you'll respond naturally. Strategy number 4. Slow down. Many learners believe they must answer immediately. That's not true. Even native speakers pause. It's perfectly okay to say, let me think. That's a good question. These small expressions give your brain a few extra seconds, and they make you sound more natural. Strategy number 5. Speak before you're ready. Yes, you heard that correctly. Don't wait until you feel confident. Confidence comes after action, not before it. Every conversation trains your brain, every sentence makes speaking easier, every mistake builds experience. Here's something most learners never realize. The goal isn't to eliminate nervousness. The goal is to become comfortable speaking even when you're nervous. Professional actors still feel nervous, professional athletes still feel nervous, public speakers still feel nervous. They perform anyway. Fluent English speakers do the same. Dang it. I want you to try something. For the next 7 days, every morning, stand in front of a mirror. Ask yourself 5 simple questions in English. How are you today? What are you going to do today? What did you eat for breakfast? What's one thing you're grateful for? What do you want to learn today? Then answer them. Out loud, not in your head. Speak, smile. Keep going even if your English isn't perfect. 7 days, 5 questions, every morning. It only takes 5 minutes, but it can completely change your confidence. Remember this. Understanding English is like watching someone ride a bicycle. Speaking English is riding the bicycle yourself. The only way to improve is to get on the bike. You might wobble, you might fall, you might feel embarrassed, but every ride makes you better, and one day, you'll realize you're speaking without freezing, without translating, without fear, because your brain has finally learned that speaking English isn't a test, it's simply another way to communicate. So the next time someone asks you a question in English, don't aim for perfection, aim for connection, open your mouth, take a deep breath, and speak. Because every conversation brings you one step closer to fluency. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and become part of the Rise English community. Every week we share practical English lessons and motivational strategies to help you speak with confidence. Remember our motto, learn English, grow your mindset, create success. I'll see you in the next lesson.